There was once a great pianist about to perform to a huge audience at a famous auditorium. The pianist was rehearsing just before the performance, and the piano made a very discordant sound and stopped producing the player's intended music. Panic, disaster. The producer quickly called for the local piano tuner, who tinkered with the keys and strings for hours but couldn't rectify the issue. Urgently, a famous piano technician was found and arrived, spending even more hours adjusting the complex mechanisms, but the piano remained silent. In desperation, the producer contacted the piano's manufacturer, who recommended an elderly craftsman who had retired some time ago, but he agreed to come. The craftsman arrived, examined the piano intently, and then produced a small tool with which he adjusted a single, almost imperceptible component inside the piano. To everyone's astonishment, the piano once again filled the room with perfect harmony. When it came time to settle the invoices from the local tuner, the producer was billed for a modest fee of $150 for his hours of labour. Reasonable. The second technician, having devoted several days to the task, invoiced for £600. Okay. The old craftsman, sent by the manufacturer, who had barely touched the piano, sent a bill for £5,000. Now the producer, puzzled by this huge charge for such a minor adjustment, questioned why the craftsman's fee was so expensive. He replied, "For turning the screw, £1. For knowing which screw to turn, $4,999. It was not the simplicity of the action, but the lifetime of knowledge that made the music play once more. Why should you listen to me? Well, I've been in business for over 25 years. I've built businesses from nothing and sold them for multi-millions. I've invested in service and manufacturing business operations in Europe and the Far East, and I retired about 15 years or so ago, and now I'm starting again. I'm currently building a new business from scratch every 3 months, and part of my business model is to help you do the same. That is to say, start a new business from scratch. For those of you wanting to get a digital marketing business up and running, I'm going to offer you a strategy or way to do it absolutely free of charge. You either have a new business you want to grow online, or you have a business already running and you want to put some or all of its services or products online. Either involve setting up, making sales, using digital marketing to do that. For some of you, it's a new business, and for others, it's a new way of doing business. If you have responded to this advert, then it's likely that you want to do something along those lines. In other words, build your own digital marketing business or department, but I'm really directing this to those of you who get overwhelmed by the level of practical details, and like the craftsman I've just told you about, you want to know the simplest, most direct way of doing it. It's also likely that you know that you have to have some sort of software platform to hang your business on so that you can do all the things that you need to do to run a business online. The first thing you need is to have a piano to play. In other words, you must have a service or product to sell and a software platform of some kind, whether it's Systeme or ClickFunnels or whichever one you decide to choose. The vendors of most platforms promise an easy way to use the software to set up your business, but it usually doesn't work that way. And although you need this software, it adds yet another level of complexity to getting a business up and running. The reality is you have to confront the learning curve involved in mastering the technology or applying the system. The same old problems of overwhelm and the understandable tendency towards procrastination tends to set in. But I'm going to offer you something absolutely free to get you over this technology barrier. The truth is, we have to get over that barrier if we want a business up and running. If we don't, we might add months or even years to the process and fail to get the technology of the business set up so that you can actually start delivering. But for some reason, few people are talking about this problem. The fact is, you want to play the best sonata of your career, but you do need a system or platform to do it. You can't avoid it. You want to get going, but the barrier to success is high because of the sheer complexity of digital products. And it's that issue I want you to overcome. For most people, the software platform is not a solution to getting your business going. It is only the means. For some, it's too difficult without the experience and knowledge of someone to make it work for you at the beginning. The chances are that you might falter by the wayside and get stuck in the weeds of technology. For a few who have the money, they can pay for a consultant to take away the pain. But most people can't afford that, hence the very high proportion of failure to launch. As an old player myself, let me try to persuade you that the simplest solution to getting your piano to work is don't even try. Part of my business model is to get you to get a platform of some kind. I find Systeme is good, and so is ClickFunnels. Probably they're both the Steinway or Bechstein versions of digital marketing systems, because you must have a system to launch with. If you sign up for a paid subscription here, not a free one, you'll be able to set up and configure your business virtually overnight without the usual pain. And, what's even better, for nothing, except for the price of your subscription to a piano. An all-in-one digital marketing system. We will twiddle the right knobs and give you the sheet music in the form of a plan for you to play your best. Register your preferred platform at the lowest price tier if you like, but it can't be a free trial. If you can't afford to do this, then you are indeed on your own. But if you can afford it, I get paid a commission as an affiliate. This goes some way for my team to offer you a free option to get your business set up and actually running, which I would argue is the biggest hurdle. Of course, it doesn't pay entirely for what you get, but it provides me with the chance to sell you something later. And that's my model. You sign up for a paid account, and my team can get you over the hump. Here's the deal. Choose one of these two platforms using the link below. Either will play a sonata. When you have done that, book a telephone consultation with Kim, a colleague of mine, and tell her what your business is. She will ask you questions to understand your business. What's currently a problem, and help you formulate a plan that you can execute according to how much revenue you want to generate. She's brilliant. She has a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, just as many years as I do, but with much more. She has come up with transformative solutions over the years for big household names, business names most of you will have heard of, and she transformed their revenue capabilities, and she'll tell you if you ask her about them. This is an unprecedented opportunity, but only for the month of March. She's an advisor to Marketing Integral, but will only be available for the month of March for this project, and won't be able to do this as a regular thing because her time is just too expensive. But she is available to you during March, so act now. What you'll get is half an hour to spill your beans, and you'll get an action plan based on your revenue goals. Tell us what you want to make and by when, and you'll get a customized plan for achieving it. But that's not all. After you get the plan, you'll be handed over to Graham, who is our tech wizard. He does this stuff all the time for Marketing Integral. If we need a business set up, like the craftsman I mentioned earlier, he'll often do it in a matter of hours, and he will do this for you free. Yes, you did hear that. It's free. He will work with you to get over what we call the tech hump, to set up and configure your software platform to your business. He will get you over the excuses you make for not being able to start. That might take a few days, but you'll end up with an actual working system, and that's your primary goal, isn't it? Click the action below, and you could be on your way to a stellar performance. Good luck.